Thank you very much. Excellencies, ministers, representatives of diplomatic missions, dear colleagues and friends. Let me first thank Switzerland for this invitation to this very important event hosted by the UNECE. And this meeting plays really a central role in capturing some of the key considerations that transpired from two of the three streams of the global water thematic consultation, meaning the water resource management and wastewater management and water quality. The third one being the one on water supply, sanitation and hygiene. As you know, the post-2015 agenda and sustainable development goal processes built on the mandates set by you, member states, at the MDG summit in 2010 and the Rio+20 conference in June last year. And in response to these mandates, the United Nations Secretary General has launched an inclusive consultative process involving all stakeholders, including member states, the UN system, civil society, organizations, businesses, academia, and the scientific community. And it is expected that this process will converge in a single and comprehensive UN development agenda with sustainable development at its core. And let me first provide you an update with the progress towards developing a set of sustainable development goals. The SDG Open Working Group of Member States, as you know, was established recently on the 22nd of January this year by decision of the General Assembly. And most of the 30 seats in the group are shared by 2 to 4 member states, with the country teams having to decide amongst themselves how they will be represented in the Open Working Group meetings. There are only 5 countries that are not sharing their seat. The President of the General Assembly intends to convene the first formal meeting of the Open Working Group very soon, in early March. And consensus is emerging on having 2 co-chairs for this Open Working Group, one from the north, one from the south. The programs and working methods of the group are important issues that need to be decided on. The group will need to decide how often it wants to meet, how to ensure that scientists, NGOs, and the UN system can engage and support its work as requested in the Rio+20 outcome. And it is anticipated that the group will meet approximately once a month to address different aspects of the SDGs. Also, the timing of the Open Working Group report needs to be decided upon. One possibility would be for the group to submit an interim report to the 2013 meeting of the General Assembly on the MDGs, which is an important moment when the SDG and the post-2015 process could converge. The group's final report containing a proposal on SDG could then be submitted towards the end of the 68th session of the General Assembly. So it is important that the group starts its substantive work as soon as possible. The first months are likely to be devoted to stock-taking, with actual consideration of the elements of a proposal on SDG coming towards the latter part of the group's work. The work of the Open Working Group is supported by an interagency technical support team co-chaired by UNDESA and UNDP. And you probably have heard also about the Secretary General initial input to the work of the Open Working Group, which was released in December last year. And it is mainly based on a synthesis of the Member States' response to a Secretariat questionnaire. Water and sanitation ranked number 2 amongst the most critical areas identified by you, even before some other very critical priority areas. And this is certainly something which is encouraging, because the perception of water as an important issue has definitely made it to the top ranks. You may also have read the latest World Economic Forum's edition of the Global Risks Report, where water supply crises feature in the top 5 list of risks by both likelihood and impact. Of course, there need to be close linkages between the Open Working Group and the ongoing work on the post-2015 development agenda to ensure cross-fertilization of ideas between these 2 processes. There can be, at the end of the day, only one development agenda beyond 2015, with poverty eradication and sustainability at its core. So let me now turn to the post-2015 process. To support this effort, the United Nations Secretary General has taken several initiatives by establishing a high-level panel of eminent persons and the UN task team on the post-2015 development agenda, and by appointing his own special advisor on post-2015 development planning. The high-level panel of eminent persons has taken up its work, and it has met already 3 times. In New York, September last year, London, November, Monrovia, we heard in January this year, and the next meeting will be in Bali in March. The high-level panel is expected to submit its final recommendation to the Secretary General by the end of May. A team has already started to draft the report. In addition, the UN System Task Team on the post-2015 development agenda and the United Nations Development Group have initiated a large consultation exercise. National level dialogues are being organized in around 100 countries, and they are the 11 thematic consultation, among which the one on water, which is facilitated by UN Water, and as you mentioned. And indeed, since UN Water is the UN interagency coordination mechanism for all freshwater related matters in the United Nations system, we have a duty to provide the coordination platform to address the water issues related to the post-development agenda with all our support. And this is why UN Water has been facilitating the global thematic consultation on water, which is co-led by UNICEF and UNDESA, and co-hosted by Switzerland, the Netherlands, Liberia, and Jordan. The partly web-based consultation consists of a general consultation and 3 sub-consultations around the 3 streams: water, sanitation and hygiene, water resources management, and wastewater and water quality, 2 of which will be discussed today and tomorrow. The result of the thematic consultation on water will be finalized at a high-level meeting on 21st, 22nd of March in Netherlands. This meeting also coincides with the official celebration of World Water Day, dedicated this year to water cooperation, and it is part of a year of the 2013 being the International Year of Water Cooperation. So, moreover, a UN Water Working Group has been established in August last year to coordinate UN Water's overall contribution to the SDG process, and it has been mandated to formulate concrete recommendations on targets, indicators for a possible SDG on water. So our next steps are to consolidate this common position across the whole UN water family and present it to the open working group and to the high-level panel. So as I mentioned, all these processes should converge in an intergovernmental decision which is expected near the end of 2014. So let me conclude by underlining that the decision on a new framework for the post-2015 is, of course, your prerogative, the prerogative of the member states. So the role of the UN system is to support you in fulfilling your task by providing evidence-based analysis and advice as required. So in this context, UN Water is ready to support you in this discourse. Thank you very much.